Hi guys, today I'm showing you how to downgrade your Godot project from Godot 4 to Godot 3. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to build my project as a web application for iOS devices, and this is currently not possible with the latest Godot 4 engine. So I decided to backport my whole project. It was kind of complicated, and obviously most of the features are missing, but since I didn't really use any of the new Godot 4 features, it all works as intended. There are still some caveats to it. You need to do some work. For instance, you need to reference all the files in your backported version when you open it the first time on Godot 3. But for the most part, it works, and I will show you how to do it today. For this, I set up a Godot 4 test project. So this is a very simple Godot project set up. It's only a white screen with a button. And you can press it, it's nothing much. And to open it in Godot 3, sorry, I'm mixing up those version names. You can find the project yourself. So this is the Godot 4 project. You can select it. And as you can see, you can't open it because it says it's a newer engine version. So what you will do, you will create a new project. I will do it in this folder as well, in this same folder. And I will do port 3. I will name it, and I will create a new project in Godot 3. So now that you created the Godot 3 project, I want you to open the output tab on down here, because we will need to do some error fixing and debugging. There will be a lot of errors. It won't be easy, but it's possible. So what we will do now is we will go into the Godot 4 project. You will select all the files besides the project file itself and the Git files. You will copy them into the Godot 3 project. And now that it's loaded in here, you can try to open the scene file, which comes from Godot 4. So there will be a lot of errors, as I said, and we will start with the format version. You can read from here from the scene file. You would need to do it for every scene file if you have multiple ones. And we will start in line 1. So you will open the scene file in any text editor you like. I use Notepad++. So I will change the format type to 2, from 3 to 2. This you would need to do this every time. So now if I save this file and if I open it again, it will show me that the class texture2D is not, he cannot find this class. This is because the texture2D class is not available in Godot 3. So I will delete the line where he references this class type. I will delete this line, save it again. Let me clear the console again, try to open it. It says to me that there is a canvas texture in line 5. So we'll go into line 5. And this is because I'm using a feature, this canvas texture, which probably isn't available in Godot 3 as well. So what I will do, I will, misclick. I will also delete line 5. So I save this file, and I go back to Godot 3. I try to open it. First clear the console, try to open it. It says to me something at line 9. There is, this is about the reference. It tries to reference the script for this control node, which is, if you go here, I created a example script to show this error. This is just an empty script, which is in this control node. And if you look at the file, it references this script in this line. So you would just delete the line, but what you could do back later, you can just add the script again in Godot 3. I will show you. And we can save this file again, go ahead in Godot 3, clear the console, open it again. So now it's line 13. Let me see what is in line 13. This is something about the scale. Maybe it parses the scale function differently, or this works differently in Godot 4. So I will just delete this line as well. I will also delete the texture line because we deleted this canvas texture reference before in the upper lines in here, if you remember. So I will also delete this line because it will give me an error later. Save this file, open it again. What is it now? It's 20. Let me see what is in 20. It's because it references something else. So like all the references that are like this, where it says something in X resource and something in the brackets, you would also need to delete these lines always, because I think the parsing is different. I looked into the C++ code. It seems to me that this function changed from Godot 3 to Godot 4. So let me save it again. Clear the console, open it. Now it worked. So what you will see is that the scaling and the positioning of the button is different. So this is the button from the Godot 4 file, as you remember. It's this button. And since we also deleted the reference to the icon, this is also a blank button, but I can reference it again. I can just click this and maybe load the SVG, since we did that in Godot 4. And also the background this is now a sprite 2D. Like this node is not available in Godot 3. So I will change the type also to just a normal sprite. So now that this node is available again, you could go ahead and try to fix your scripts again. You will go ahead and reattach the script to the node. And please note also that you would need to change all the code that would be inside of here back to Godot 3. This may or may not be easy, depends on your code and how much of the newer Godot 4 functions you used. For my case, it was fairly easy. I only had some import statements and some references that changed, and also custom signals that I needed to rework. But as for my knowledge, that maybe if you used anything with timers, if you had to use anything with, let's say, you had in the script something like add already var some var, if you would take this from the Godot 4 script to the Godot 3 script, it would give you an error. For instance, here you would only need to remove those add signs. Like there are all of these little details that changed from the Godot 3 to the Godot 4 version that you would need to edit in your code. I'm pretty sure that ChatGPT could help with that if you give it script code and you say, please port it back to Godot 3 with all the functions. Maybe you could speed up the process with this. But yeah, this is like some of the things you need to do in your Godot 3 project. And after you did all of this and re-referenced all your assets you had, maybe I could also have some white background here as well and anything and everything, and this would be fully ported. So yeah, I hope you can do this as well at home. Like I know it's not an easy way to do, it's not supposed to work, but since I wanted to have a Godot 3 project again, and I started in Godot 4, I needed to do this, otherwise I couldn't export my project for the purpose being.